and says she feels very privileged to be the first to get the jab, as it means she can soon see her family again. Other over 80s, high-risk NHS staff and care home workers will join Maggie today by getting the first of 2 doses of the vaccine.
An inquiry into the Christchurch massacre in New Zealand in 2019 has found a series of failures before the attack, but says it was unpreventable. The inquiry found white supremacist Brenton Tarrant had been able to stockpile weapons and said officials were overly focused on Islamist terror. Indian authorities are investigating if organochlorines used as pesticides or in mosquito control led to more than 400 people being hospitalized in the state of Andhra Pradesh and caused the death of 1 patient. The mystery illness resulted in patients suffering from headaches and vomiting. Some fainted or even had fits. Rebecca Bundan reports from Mumbai.
Experts are continuing to investigate the cause of the illness, which affected hundreds of people in the town of Vellore in the southern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. Patients were initially tested for COVID-19, but results came back negative. Other possible causes being looked at are viral or bacterial infections or water contamination. Rebecca Bundan, Mumbai.
The UN's DRC Special Representative is warning of a deeper crisis in the country following the breakup of the coalition between parties of President Felix Tshisekedi and former President Joseph Kabila. Leila Zarugi says the situation may affect the country's economy and security if not resolved. Chris Ochemringa reports from Kinshasa.
The UN envoy to the DRC, Leila Zerogi, is urging the United Nations Security Council to help negotiate a settlement between President Felix Tshisekedi and his predecessor Joseph Kabila. Her call comes 2 days after the DRC president announced an end to the ruling coalition. The FCC Cash coalition has been embroiled in political wrangling for nearly 2 years. Their differences have affected the smooth running of government institutions. President Tshisekedi accuses FCC members of blocking his reforms and frustrating his efforts to lead the country. But the FCC party has denied the accusations and blamed the president of running the government in an unconstitutional manner.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this together!
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this! You will rock this!
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, I got to give you props for rocking the Pantera sweatshirt on the anniversary of Dimebag's tragic death, but very cool.
Thanks, man. I'm actually going to cover a little Dimebag tribute in the entertainment section. Spoiler alert. To tie with the shirt today. You know what's kind of random? I've had this hoodie since high school.
No kidding.
I got this like junior year in high school, and you would never know. I rarely wear it. It is in like still mint condition, but I have had this thing here. I'll zoom out so you guys can see. The damn thing still fits me.
Nice.
Had this hoodie since junior year of high school. Bought it at a Hot Topic in Reno.
Not many people can
say
that.
Totally random, man. The longest piece of clothing I've owned.
Yeah, not many people can say that about clothes they owned in high school, that it still fits.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy, huh? It's weird.
So, did you do anything fun with your day off yesterday?
Yeah, man. Played Santa Claus. You know, I was a little like, I was thinking yesterday, I have not really started Christmas shopping, you know, like I got you a birthday gift, and then I start thinking like, okay, gonna get this person this, yada, yada, yada. And then went out, had a goal to be home by like 3 p.m, go out. Dude, I didn't get home till like closer to like 7:30, 8 o'clock, but went to a lot of stores, bounced around a lot of different places. Not gonna say what I got yet because, you know, they watch. So
right.
Yeah, but I feel accomplished. I actually overbought, so there'll be some things going back. But it's kind of those things you forget. Like, I was smart last year. I pre-bought some Christmas gifts, like after they went on sale or whatever, and I just stashed them in my closet. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I could take this back. So, you know. But it was good. I would say I went from about 5% done to now about 90% done. So
nice. I'm at about the 50% range right now. So, yeah, luckily not too much more to go. But the good news is
it is good. And thank God it's payday on Friday. You know, because I hate having a balance on my credit card, and there'll be a balance for a few days. So I have to get over my OCD on that for just a couple of days. So
yeah, it makes sense. Well, folks, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. And this actually works out well. Tony, have you ever gone into a store, maybe a grocery store, maybe you were buying Christmas presents, and realized you forgot something important?
Oh, yeah, dude. Sometimes I have ADD, and I go in with the purpose of buying somebody something, and I buy myself something. Or I totally go in and buy a bunch of things, and then I'm like, crap, I forgot to buy that. So, yeah, it's happened.
Okay. Well, and typically that's a wallet, or in this day and age, a mask that you forgot in your car. Well, in this case...
Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah, those sorts of important things.
Yeah, I've gotten to the store with no wallet. Yeah, I've done that too.
Well, in this case, it appears that this guy forgot to bring his pants. After a brief...
I never had that problem.
After a brief police chase, deputies apprehended a man accused of not wearing pants at the next-door food store in Talmadge Township. Ottawa County Sheriff deputies were dispatched at 5 p.m. Monday on a call for indecent exposure. The caller provided a suspect and vehicle description to dispatchers. Upon arrival, deputies located the suspect vehicle leaving the parking lot and conducted a traffic stop on the car. The investigating deputy made contact with the suspect, and according to the release, when the deputy returned to his police car to continue the investigation, the suspect fled. A vehicle pursuit began, and the suspect fled north through an unincorporated community of Marne, eventually coming to a stop in the area of 16th Avenue. The suspect was taken into custody and lodged at Ottawa County Jail without further incident. The suspect's name is being withheld pending arraignment. The incident remains under investigation. The funny thing is that, they mentioned he's pantsless, so my guess is he was Donald Ducking it, walking around with a t-shirt or something and just letting it all hang out below, or...
That's about all I got for you, Mike. I don't have the juices quite flowing for that.
Yeah. I would be very careful about the sections that he visited in the grocery store.
Yeah, I picture, like, he should, like, that would have been awesome when you say he's Donald Ducking it. Like, now I just picture this grown-ass man with, like, a little blue beret up here and, like, a little sailor shirt just walking around.
Hey, could have been. For all we know, this story was somewhat vague, except for the fact that he was just not wearing pants. So, it's the way it goes. It's the way we like to kick things off each day. Wow, words are hard this morning.
And it's not even Wednesday.
It's not Wednesday yet. In any case, we have a wonderful show lined up for you, folks. It is Tuesday. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
It is Taco Tuesday!
Yeah, it is.
As we do on Tuesdays, we're going to take you through Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. We have a segment called Silly Sleep Talk. Our call-in topic today is the worst TV series finale ever. We have a segment called Strange Subscription Boxes. We round out the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. Now we have a little thing called the Fenix Line. It is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you were Donald Ducking it in your favorite grocery store. We want to know about it. Give us a call at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Speaking of entertaining, Tony is here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, Phoenix fans. It is December 8th. 2020, and it's a Taco Tuesday. Let's go with that Filippo Fast Five. Hey. Oh man, Washington hands the Pittsburgh Steelers its very first loss as the What the Fudge football team, WFT, won 23-17. Pretty shocking. Didn't see that one coming.
Nope.
Especially not from Washington. Wow.
Yeah.
Jets fired defensive coordinator Greg Williams after the legendary awful loss to the Raiders. What made this legendary is the Jets were about to win their very first game this season, and the Raiders had to do a Hail Mary to score a touchdown. So all you do in that is you block all the receivers. That way you can break it up. Well, he did a full-on blitz, and that allowed all the receivers to be wide open. Derek Carr got it off. Bing, Raiders win. Good job, Nevada. Good job. And, yeah, the Jets, they called that probably the dumbest defensive play in NFL history. One of the worst.
Probably pretty close,
that's what cost him his job. Dick Allen, 7-time All-Star and 1972 American League MVP for the Philadelphia Phillies, unfortunately has passed away at age 78. He was voted to one of the first All-Star teams, so good for you, Dick. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, a.k.a. WWE Superstars. I'm sure they have real names other than their characters, but nonetheless, they welcomed their first child together. Baby's name is Ro, R-O-U-X, Ro. I'm assuming I'm saying that right, but I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Philip Anselmo, formerly the lead singer of Pantera, and the Illegals will perform Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power in its entirety on a summer 2021 European tour. Two things that are wrong with that. Number one, we may not be touring by that point. Fingers crossed we are, but I don't know if we will be. Right. And number two, Phil unfortunately can't really sing like he could back then, but good on him. I'd still see probably a Pantera fronted set from him if it came through the Colorado area.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's your Filippo Fast Five. I kind of stretched it with the Raider thing. I had to explain that if you didn't follow that, if you didn't follow football and understand why. But as Kristian alluded to at the top, the metal community was turned upside down on December 8th, 2004. Today, on that day, it was the 24th anniversary of the assassination of John Lennon. Music fans across the globe were bombarded by instant messages, emails, phone calls from friends and family informing them or wanting to know that rumors of the Pantera and Damage playing guitarist Dimebag Darrell had really been killed on stage. Just a horrific day. So I remember waking up to my alarm clock, and it had KBPI was on, and Willie B was talking about Dimebag getting shot on stage, and I thought I was having a dream. I was like, what the hell is going on? And, just really sad. Pantera was, still one of my favorite bands. I don't listen to them as much as I used to, but still just phenomenal guitar player. Do you remember that morning happening?
I do, actually. I went to work, and one of my buddies that I was working with, also a big metalhead, said that, Dimebag was shot on stage, and it was almost unbelievable. I had to check to see if he was joking, and then sure enough, it was confirmed that some crazy fan who blamed him for the breakup of Pantera, ended up shooting the place up, and unfortunately, Dimebag was the casualty, along with their drum tech or guitar tech, who I forget.
It was I believe it was the guitar tech. It was because he was with them in Pantera as well. And I guess he was trying to go after his brother Vinny as well, who was on drums, was trying to kill him as well. But they got him out of there in time. Vinny went on to live a pretty lengthier life. I mean, he didn't get to he still died at a young age too, but that was just due to health complications.
Exactly.
You know, unfortunately. But he did at least give us some cool music with the band Hell Yes. That was fun. What I wanted to do here was just kind of give you guys a fast five facts of Dimebag Darrell as a tribute to him.
I like it.
I think that'd be pretty cool. So I won't go into too much depth, but just to give you guys out there that are not metalheads know, he was just a fantastic guitarist. Even if you don't like heavy metal, you just got to appreciate the skill and talent that this guy had. He was probably in my ranks of guitarists, definitely top 5. I mean, he was up there with like Eddie Van Halen, just what they could do with the guitar to make it just their own. Very distinct. If you heard his riffs, you knew it was him.
Exactly.
So, number one fun fact: Dimebag had a musical upbringing, and he originally played the drums, which is pretty dang cool. It ended up being his brother Vinny to play drums. Dimebag loved to party and invented his own cocktail, which he's credited with creating the Blacktooth Grin, which is a large shot of Seagram 7, a large shot of Crown Royal, and a splash of Coca-Cola. And it's named after the Megadeth song "Sweating Bullets." So,
I was about to drop that fun fact on you, but you already had it included in there.
Yeah, I had it ready to roll. Speaking of Megadeth, he actually turned down an invite to join Megadeth because his brother was not allowed to join with him. So before Pantera's breakout success, Dimebag initially accepted a personal invitation to join Megadeth by Dave Mustaine on the sole condition that Dimebag's brother Vinny got to join as well. Didn't happen that way, but could you imagine Megadeth with Dimebag and Vinny? Would have been a weird metal mix.
It would have been weird.
Would have been awesome.
We never would have gotten Pantera, and the chances are they would have been kicked out of the band in 2 years anyway. So,
yeah, this fourth fact is lame, and I don't like it. It's just his killer was mentally unstable and possibly upset over the Pantera breakup. We know that was the fact. I don't even know why that was a fun 5 fact included in that. So I'm going to pass over that idiot and not give him credit for anything. Dimebag was the last one I'll share. Is Dimebag was buried in a Kiss casket, as he was an avid Kiss fan, and he was buried with one of Eddie Van Halen's guitars. So I think that's just one of those amazing things that he got to. Even though he tragically met his end, it was very cool that not only did he get buried in one of his favorite band's caskets, but one of his favorite guitarists showed up at the funeral and laid one of his personal guitars in the casket with him. So, and thank God no one's dug that up. So
yeah, no kidding.
Creepy and morbid. But his brother Vinny also got to be buried in a Kiss casket as well.
Yep.
No Van Halen guitar in that one. So, and that's it for your Pantera tribute. We'll remember some Dimebag today. So if you want to take a shot of that Blacktooth Grin, we told you what's included in it. So,
go ahead and make
cheers.
Yourself one. Yep.
Get you a pool, as he used to say, Moving on, we're going to stay in one story with music before we go into actual entertainment. Aerosmith, Steven Tyler PJs, and Joe Perry took part in Wayne's World Virtual Reunion. Last night, Josh Gad's Wayne's World Reunion premiered on YouTube. So it's back, reunited apart. There's really no advertisements for it. It's a YouTube show that puts together old classic movies or TV shows and gets them all back together, all for a special cause. So last night, and if you guys don't know Josh Gad, he's the voice of Olaf. The last one he did was back in June with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was the last one. Well, with Wayne's World turning 28 this year, he got the cast of Wayne's World back together. So Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Tia Carrera, Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, Alice Cooper. Who else was in that? Ed O'Neill. A lot of cast. Penelope. It was funny. The director, Penelope Spears, I thought she had passed away, man. I didn't know she was still alive.
Yeah.
She's still around. She was on there too. And it was just really cool to watch them talk. And it's Mike Myers is still funny as ever when he can be in character.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hilarious. And it's amazing how him and Dana Carvey could still turn on the Wayne and Garth voices like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys get a chance out there, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it starts out with Joe Perry and Steven Tyler, Josh Gad trying to get them to reunite. And they're like, you act like this is real life. It's very funny. You can tell some people did not age well. Tia Carrera, she aged well. She looks the same. Rob Lowe looks about the same. Some people definitely, what was that? Noah's Arcade's wife did not age so well, but that's okay. Time has its way of taking a toll on you. So,
yes.
But nonetheless, check that on YouTube. Yeah, Reunited Apart. Next week they tease Karate Kid.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty excited for that. In the Netflix, actually, I got to read this. I got 1 minute before I have to get to birthday, so I'll save the other one for tomorrow. But I want to get this one in. KFC is making its own Lifetime original movie starring AC Slater, Mario Lopez.
What?
I have to read this because it's crazy.
Say what?
The picture of Mario Lopez all buffed out, dressed as the Colonel. It's funny, man. The former Saved by the Bell star plays a handsome Colonel Sanders caught in a love triangle in the upcoming short film. Lifetime movies are a beloved genre all their own. Whether these made-for-TV movie flicks appeal to you or your personal taste or not. But at least one literal tastemaker has decided to go all in, Kentucky Fried Chicken. They added some spice and herbs to this holiday film season. On December 13th, Lifetime will be airing A Recipe for Seduction, a 15-minute Christmas Lifetime original mini-movie released in partnership with KFC and starring none other than Mario Lopez as Colonel Harlan Sanders. Lopez now joins a long of established actors who portrayed a colonel, and this is also a tie-in just to promote really Kentucky Fried Chicken. He'll also be in Feliz Navidad, filmed in Carson City. That'll also be coming in, but it's just great. He's got like this good-looking lady, which I think it's his real-life wife, on the front. And it's like Mario Lopez is Colonel Sanders. He's all buffed out. So
that's pretty hilarious.
If you're into it, to me, it's just goofy. I would probably not watch this, but I'd like to see clips of it because it just looks ridiculously stupid, but funny nonetheless.
Exactly.
So while that is the entertainment news, let's see if we can get Kristian. Let's watch Kristian's faces as I read the weird birthday puns. So birthday time it is.
It's my birthday!
Well, this first one's going to stump you a little bit because I had to Google. I didn't know much about this, but let's see if they get you.
All right.
Anaconda, Pink Friday, Fefe. She likes the color pink or likes to sing about the female anatomy. And she hates Mariah Carey. Let's see.
I was going to say LL Cool J at first, but I don't know.
Nicki Minaj. She's 38. She sings about an anaconda. Like every song was like Pink Friday, Pink this. And I'm like, I think she likes the color pink or she likes something else. Damon Salvatore in The Vampire Diaries and Boone Carlyle in Lost. My friend Annie's Instagram. Ian Somerhalder. He's 42. I didn't have much for him either.
It's a lot of big
but
words,
you'll get
too.
this one. This guy likes to get psychosocial while waiting and bleeding, and he's looking through the glass. Find this dude who's made of scars outside of ZZY Road, and you may find snuff. Just say you'll haunt him. CMFT, aka Corey Mother Effin Taylor, is 47. The lead singer of Slipknot, Stone Sour, if you guys don't know that.
Yep.
This most PG poop talker, formerly of the AFC West, used to be Lightning in the whale's vagina. 10 kids later, he still chases Lombardi. Now, instead of riding the Lightning, he rides a Colt and hopes to win a flippin' G-dang Super Bowl. My uncle's doppelganger, Phillip Rivers, he's 39. Longtime commentator for the WWE. He is no Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jerry Lawler, Randy Savage, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, Vince McMahon, Gorilla Monsoon. But hey, he's currently the voice of the WWE now. That's Michael Cole. He's 52. This merry little hobbit got lost in the Lord of the Rings before he bolted back as Charlie. It's still not Penny's boat. He's Dominic Monaghan. He's 44. This desperate housewife got bored waiting around the Daily Planet and stuck flirting with that nerd Clark Kent. Well, that's Terry Hatcher, and she's 56. This birthday boy will rust in peace before the countdown to extinction. His soft little handshake will cause you euthanasia, but that's a risk you will have to take. This former Megadeth guitarist is 58 and rocking kimonos since Paul Revere's kicks. Happy birthday, Marty Friedman. Lastly, on through the night, this guy left girls high and dry, but the pyromania of the stage gave them hysteria, and he adrenalized his career. But don't worry, this guy's 2 steps behind you making promises he can't keep. The guitarist for Def Leppard, Phil Collin, is 63. That's your celebrity birthdays today. Happy birthday.
Well, folks,
let me give you a kimono handshake.
There you go. Folks, that does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, it is Tuesday, and we do Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Hey!
So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show on a Tuesday, December 8th. is what it is.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I do that all the time right before the Filippo Fast 5. I'm like, we can talk about what day it is, but when it's the actual date, it's like the 8th?
Well, the funny thing is, so I've got multiple systems that I'm working on here, and I realized that for whatever reason, what was going out over the internet computer was the ad was running. It's just, you know, if that's the worst of the tech issues today, knock on wood, then I think we'll be okay. But, you know, it's just
I don't need to hear Justin or Andy Samberg going cool.
But in any
case,
case,
scary.
We are all over social media, with many of you watching us live right now as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. If you do want to get a hold of us on Facebook, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Christian with a K, Phoenix with a F, Radio, of course, with an R. We're on Instagram or Twitter at Phoenix Media Radio. Tony is available at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94. Or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Well, without further ado, we bring you Animal Tales as we do on Tuesday, sponsored by RoughRiders.org. Now, Rough Riders is a local dog rescue nonprofit dedicated to the transport of dogs from the rural kill shelters into the local metro area to help them find homes, give them a second chance at life. For more information, head over to facebook.com/RoughRidersSaves or to the main website at roughriders.org. With that being said, let's rock on into some Animal Tales.
Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, the old grey badger sighs.
Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with the big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo.
Well, we know Tony likes the song. I wonder what
it gets you going, man. I'm always just curious to hear what the rest of that thing is like.
It's pretty much along the same lines. And I've said it before, it reminds me of those toys where you pull the thing and it says, the cow says, moo.
Moo. And the hippopotamus.
Well, let's go ahead and kick off with our first story in Animal Tales.
Badger size.
So two baby goats have gone missing from Jackson Lake Island, and folks at the outdoor recreation spot in Millbrook say they were kidnapped. A newborn named Bambi was taken in early November, according to a post on the Jackson Lake Island Facebook page. Another named Bluebell, born on Friday, has disappeared. Goats roam freely around the 60-acre property, a private island in Elmore County that was used as a filming location for the 2003 movie Big Fish. That was a good movie. The Bright family, owners of the Jackson Lake Island, allow the public to use the property for walks, picnics, fishing, camping, and other activities. The peaceful atmosphere was shattered, however, when the baby goats vanished. Here's what the Jackson Lake Island Facebook post said on Monday. We need your help. We are heartbroken to post this, but we're having a problem with people stealing our newborn goats. Bambi was taken earlier this month, but we were able to find him. However, he was away from his mother too long and didn't survive. We do know who's responsible. We have them on camera and have witnesses. Now it's happened again. Bluebell, who was just born this past Friday, is gone. We have good reason to believe she was taken. We are working to gather all evidence. Please help us share and get the word out to help find Bluebell before it's too late. So sad that people feel the need to take wild animals, goats in this case, baby goats who are dependent on their mothers. It's just not cool, people. Don't do it.
No, especially like people that are doing their own little farms and stuff. I used to live in a little rural. I can't say that. Rural area where it was like, like everybody had goats and little animals and stuff, and it's just like people work hard for that. Those animals are not cheap. You'll leave them alone. Let them do their thing. You don't need to take it.
Let them do what they do. Well, let's move on with Animal Tales. Along the same lines.
Pictures have emerged of a sheep wandering into a hotel in Wales, which was spotted roaming outside the hotel lift. That's an elevator for those of us here in the U.S. The sheep, nicknamed Sydney by the staff, was ushered back outside after it let itself into the Premier Inn Hotel in Holyhead through the electric doors.
Hello, Sydney.
The team were rubbing their eyes when Sydney strolled in. It was a bit like a weird dream, said Linda Pritchard, duty manager of the hotel. Sydney's quite been the talk of the town, and no one in any of the premier inns across the UK has ever heard of anything like this before. It's been lovely, really. He's really put a smile on people's faces. Staff at the hotel said that Sydney is now back to its field after the incident. Yeah, that'd be a little strange walking into your hotel, trying to, get checked in and just seeing a sheep roaming around. Maybe he was getting a room for a meetup with one of the little goats from the other story. You don't know what sheep do in hotels.
Like, yeah.
And then finally, with our last story in Animal Tales, an Australian diver shared the video recorded by his GoPro while he was using the camera to fight off a charging hammerhead shark underwater. Dean Creek said he was diving for crayfish on Magpie Reef off Prince Charlotte Bay in Cape York Peninsula in Queensland when a hammerhead shark swam directly toward him. He said, "I was about to adjust the camera. I just caught the shark coming out of the corner of my eye." He said he used the GoPro and its mount stick to push the shark away, but the shark turned around and came back toward him. He said he had to shove the shark with the camera 2 more times before it left him in peace. "I was the only person in the water. There were only 2 people in the boat," he said. "Looking back on it, I'm actually quite lucky, but at the time it didn't faze me." Creek said the hammerhead was the largest he had ever encountered in his diving trips. "I don't want to be a statistic, so next time I need to be more careful and take some more safety precautions and have another diver in the water with me." So, another reason to stay out of the waters in Australia. Sharks are everywhere. If it's not great whites, it's hammerheads, and no thanks. But
that's kind of the thing about the ocean. Love the ocean. I've always been a big guy. I want to live by the beach one day, yada, yada. But I'm not really in particular big on going in the ocean. I'm not that big. I'll go out on the ocean, but I'm not really so much going in it.
Yeah, there's some scary stuff out there, but he did.
Yeah, there is.
He did post the footage, so I will post that on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Folks, that does it for Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. When we come back, we've got a segment called Silly Sleep Talk. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. We've reached the fourth and final segment of the first hour, but don't fret, there is still plenty show ahead with our second hour, including our interactive topic of the worst TV series finales ever. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it is easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review, let us know what you think, and tell your friends, because sharing is caring. Now, speaking of sharing, we've shared a couple times the run-ins I've had with sleep talkers. My ex-roommate during college, he would wake up or sit up in the middle of the night and be like, "What are you doing in here? Get out!" Of course, he was totally asleep. He'd roll over, go
Mister, get me out of here!
And then Jessie, of course, she has her night terrors. Well, she'll scream in the middle of the night and go, "Ah!" And then there are times where she thinks that spiders are crawling on the bed, so she'll jump out of bed, look, realize, and then climb back into bed. So that's what we're talking about. Silly sleep talk. Tony, have you ever had a run-in with a sleep talker?
Yeah, my ex-wife used to actually talk in her sleep.
Anything?
Like, she'd have full-on conversations. No, they were just usually weird. It was whatever she was dreaming about. So she'd say things that made no sense, but she would have normal conversations. They just make no sense. And then if you asked her about her dreams in the morning, you're like, "Oh, so how was Paris?" "What are you talking about?" "I don't know. You were walking down the street in Paris and you were talking to this person." What the hell are you talking about? So I don't know if it translates to what they really know, or maybe she just really didn't remember. But yeah, she would like full on talk. So yeah, I would say the ex-wife would be the biggest one, you know.
Okay.
I've woke myself up because I like made a loud scream or I was talking or something, you know. I've done that once or twice. But as far as actual conversations, the ex, she definitely would.
Okay.
Sometimes I would try to use that to say, "Hey, you want to sex time?" It was always still,
No,
I'm too tired. What? No!
But you're awake. In any case,
you're awake. Hello.
We've got a list of some of the sillier things that people have said in their sleep. For instance, from Facebook user Brittany DeLeon said, Once my partner jumped up in his sleep and said, I'm gonna kick that clown's ass and take his cotton."
Whoa!
Wow. I want to know what that guy was dreaming. And I hope it's...
That's the soundbite right there. I'm going to kick his ass and take his cotton.
I hope it was cotton candy and not just cotton, because that would be Quite strange, but in any case, let's move.
Tell him, Cotton.
Let's move on with silly sleep talk. This from user Nancy Felicia Nod said, a few months after I got married, I was woken up in the wee hours of the morning by my sleeping husband sitting on his knees, hand over his heart, singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Boy, that guy's patriotic even in his sleep. That's amazing.
Right. You're like, oh, okay.
At least he didn't follow it up with, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Remember having to do that?
United States of America.
All right, moving on with silly sleep talk. You have user Dega Finn Verland says, my boyfriend was sleep talking and asked, do I need a driver's license for bumper cars? I'd say that is a valid question.
That's a very valid question. I agree.
The answer is no. No, anybody can drive. But yeah, people say the silliest things in their sleep.
Don't they, though?
Let's move on with this from user Coco Berry Fizz says, apparently once in my sleep, I told my husband that we can't use his penis for currency. Well, why not? Is it worth it? I mean, what's the exchange rate? It's
I'm at a loss for words right there. That's just funny.
Well, let's go ahead and
No, Barry, we can't use your penis for currency.
Let's move on. Silly sleep
Put
talk.
that away!
From user Malls says, one night I tried to wake my husband up from a nap and he responded, sorry, I've already ascended. Boy, that guy must be enlightened. He must be in a state of zen because apparently he's already ascended or he was just plain dead.
Fatality. Ooh. What's a trouser snake?
Is it worth any money? Moving on. This from user Anonymous Flower Sig says, my wife says some pretty weird things in her sleep, but the weirdest was when she said, F me and use your David Attenborough voice. It's too bad.
Oh, man. You're like, I would like that, but do you really want me to use that voice?
It's too bad Ryan's not on the show still. He did a great Richard Attenborough, but David is pretty much the same. Of course, wasn't David Attenborough the voice of Blue Planet and all of that?
Oh yeah. I'd have to be in the mindset to try to attempt that because Ryan did a really good job with that.
That he did, yeah. But you know what? We can only just imagine it in our heads at this point. Let's move on with silly sleep talk. We have user KKylie91 says, I once told my husband to roll over because he was snoring, and he replied in an irritated tone, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. Then he angrily threw his body onto his stomach and continued sleeping. Apparently he was really upset that nobody noticed he was wearing his cardigan.
Well, I'm so mad.
Moving on with silly sleep talk, you have K Clogged Out says, my mom's boyfriend once slammed his hand against the wall in his sleep and said, I want the fluffiest pink llamas you have, and then just laid back down.
That's almost kind of like, what are you doing in here? They're all going to laugh at you.
And fluffy pink llamas. Who doesn't want the fluffiest of the pink llamas?
Leave me alone. I want the fluffy pink llamas. Don't judge me.
Let's move on. You have user Becca Cousinow who says, once I had a dream I was petting a dog. Well, I woke up the next morning to my husband telling me I was petting him and stroking his head, saying, good doggy.
Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog?
That's kind of a good homer right there.
There you go. Let's move on with the silly sleep talk. This from user Teresa Ray says, one time my boyfriend tried to wake me for a little action. Well, I must have been dreaming that I was shopping because he said I turned around and said, put your D away. I'm not going to have sex with you in the middle of Dillard's. Then promptly flipped back over. Why not? It's Dillard's.
Shopping. Well, there's always, always the dressing room you could go to. I mean, you could.
Oh, right.
But if you get caught doing that, you're going to pay a hefty fine and be a sex offender. Yeah, I don't know if it's really worth that.
Here's one for Super Bowl fans from a few years past. From user
Broncos.
Benevolent Spirit says, my husband was dreaming that he was a Budweiser frog, and he sat up and croaked, Bud, and laid back down.
Dude, that's awesome.
Ah.
That would have been even better, like, if, like, 5 minutes later, Wise.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if she followed up with the Y's, if he would have followed up with the I don't know. We'll never know.
That just makes me laugh.
Let's move on with Silly Sleep Talk. This from Anal 4F42E83B6. Very original. Says,
super original.
My then boyfriend was announcing the Price is Right in his sleep and actually yelled, "Come on down!"
That'd be funny if his wife, "You're the next contestant on The Price is Right."
Moving on.
Thanks, Roddy.
This from J Rook 1025 says, my sleeping husband asked if I saw the big butt by the pool. It's a valid question.
That is a good one. Hey, did you see the big butt by the pool?
I like big
It was
butts.
huge. It was big.
And I cannot
You
lie.
cannot lie? Yeah. All those other brothers can't deny.
No. Moving on with sleepy, Silly Sleep Talk. We have Paige.
Silly sleep talk, you little friend.
Paige's Bell says, my ex said that I rolled over to her while I was asleep, started crying, and asked her why I didn't make a dessert for the dog.
Yeah, why?
Dogs want want desserts and treats too. Just make sure it's not chocolate. That's the big thing.
Yeah, you don't make sure it's definitely not chocolate. No bueno.
And then finally with Silly Sleep Talk, you have this from user Jobber says, once my wife mumbled, where are the little teacher pimps? Their pockets fat with state money. Boy, I wonder where she was going with that one. That can be a little concerning. Hopefully she wasn't a teacher and teaching some strange things. But in any case, folks, we are headed into our long break. When we come back, it is our interactive topic of worst TV series finales ever. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy the news. Take a pee break. And we'll be back in just a little bit. You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and Shelter Pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. To explore our complete lineup, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Phoenix Media Radio.
Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Simon Marks. History has been made in Britain, where 90-year-old Maggie Keenan has become the first person ever to receive a clinically approved COVID-19 vaccine. She received her jab of the Pfizer-BioNTech inoculation at University Hospital in the city of Coventry earlier today.
I thought it was a joke, to tell you the truth, to start with. I couldn't believe it, but I'm happy it's happened. And now I've done it, and hopefully it'll help other people to come along.
There's a mood of celebration in Britain over today's news. FSN's Ollie Barrett has spent the day outside St Thomas's Hospital in London.
That first batch of people that need to be vaccinated is going to take some months to get there. So the government is welcoming today V-Day, it's being dubbed here in the UK, but at the same time saying you can't let your guard down when it comes to social distancing, lockdown restrictions and so on, because it's going to take some time to roll this out.
Meanwhile, in the US, President Trump is hosting a vaccine summit at the White House today, but neither Pfizer nor Moderna were willing to attend it. The president is under fire amid reports that his government turned down the opportunity to acquire another 100 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine last summer. The White House says the report is false, but Pfizer board member Scott Gottlieb told CNBC it's true.
Pfizer did offer the second quarter allotment to the United States government multiple times, and as recently as after the interim data came out and we knew this vaccine looked to be effective. I think they're betting that more than one vaccine is going to get authorized and there'll be more vaccines on the market. And that perhaps could be why they didn't take up that additional 100 million option agreement, which really wouldn't have required necessarily them to front money.
In other news, President-elect Joe Biden has made his pick for Defense Secretary. It's reported that retired General Lloyd Austin is getting the nod. From FSN's Washington Bureau, Nick Harper reports.
Lloyd Austin was once seen as a long-shot candidate for the top Pentagon job, a man more used to avoiding the spotlight and public events or interviews. He managed the US Central Command before his retirement in 2016, overseeing US operations in the Middle East, including against the Islamic State. However, tradition dictates the Defense Secretary position is usually controlled by a civilian rather than ex-military. Biden has previously attacked President Trump for elevating retired military to top administration positions. And there's concern that General Austin's recent position on the board of directors for defense contractor Raytheon will draw criticism, complicating his confirmation by Congress. I'm Nick Harper in Washington.
Police in Berlin have launched an investigation after a Nazi symbol was found scratched into the wall of Germany's parliament building. The discovery of the emblem has shocked German lawmakers. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh
laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this! To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo, rocking a new Pantera shirt. How you holding up so far, Tone?
Doing good, man. Feeling good before the overnight shift tonight, so that way I'm a little more peppy than I will be likely tomorrow. Yeah, I only own 2 Pantera shirts. I own the hoodie and the t-shirt, and still honoring Dimebag that way, so wearing the second Pantera shirt today. So
very cool. Well, folks, this is the interactive portion of the show. This is where we invite you guys, the listeners and the watchers, to chime in on our topic of the day. Of course, we do ask and solicit that you call in for the next day's topic on the Fenix Line. That number, 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. We'll give you tomorrow's topic at the end of this segment, and then that way you can call in for tomorrow. In any case, today's topic, and something that you can chime in on our live Facebook video. Boy, that's a lot of small words to say in a succession. On our live
small words in succession, baby.
Head over to facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video and comment there. Topic today is worst TV series finales. Boy, words are worst TV series finale ever. So, I mean, there's so many to choose from, obviously.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Especially the more beloved the series, if the ending is disappointing, it's even more disappointing for those that absolutely love a series. Now, Tony, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to kick things off. What was your choice for the worst TV series finale ever?
For me, it was definitely it was a tie between 2 shows I loved a lot. I'm only going to say one right now. I'll save the other for later, as I told you off air. We had to discuss which show, so we didn't step on each other's toes for this one. But for me, it was Dexter. I thought Dexter was a fantastic show. Really peaked by season 5 with the Trinity Killer. And then you kind of had the the Doomsday Killer in season 6, and then 7 was just kind of by the time I got to season 8, man, it was pulling teeth. But the end was so bad because they could have, how it was supposed to go out was, it was supposed to be like all the seasons was Dexter's life flashing before his eyes, and it was supposed to end with him on the electric chair. He had finally got caught. So season 8 would have like revealed he was in prison, and it would have ended with him on the electric chair getting the death penalty. So that's how it was supposed to end. But what we got instead was Dexter had still continued on. You know, Deb got killed, and then he took her out, and it's like they rode off into this hurricane. And I was like, oh, fitting. At least he's going to just kill himself, and at least there's no more. This is how it ends.
The end.
He lost his best friend, which was his sister Deb, just right out into this crazy storm out in Florida. And that was the end. The slice of life boat, him, Deb, done. He survives the damn hurricane and ends up in Oregon as a lumberjack. He rocks a better beard than myself, I might add. But why?
Yeah.
Why? How does he end up in a hurricane and supposedly dies, like everyone thinks he's dead, but he ends up in Oregon as a lumberjack? Like, that one scene ruined the entire thing for me. I was like, what a BS ending, man. That was stupid, because now it leaves that whole, like, it doesn't close the story. It leaves it open for more when this was supposed to be the finale. Finale needs to be a definitive finish. Like, it is done.
Exactly.
We've wrapped it up. It is done. And now, obviously, they're coming back.
Yep.
And they're going to do a new one, which maybe that was their intentions the whole time. But I would have liked it to have ended the way it was originally supposed to end. I think that would have been so cool to be like him on death row being like, holy crap, all of that was just flashes before his eyes. It's crazy.
Yeah, and not many series get a second chance at redoing the finale. I agree. I was disappointed by that finale, but the fact that they are coming back for what they say is one final season is good. They get that do-over. They get to push that reset button, and maybe we'll get that finale that you were just talking about, which would be just a wonderful way to wrap things up.
Absolutely.
We can only hope.
Absolutely.
So. Well, folks, go ahead and chime in right now on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Let us know what your pick is for the worst TV series finale ever. There's so many to choose from. And when we come back, I'll go ahead and give you my pick. So, folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it is all about you. We'll see you guys in just a few.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message. Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m. and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities. but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. We are smack dab in the middle of our interactive portion of the show where we invite you guys, the listeners and watchers, to chime in on the topic of the day. Just head over to our live Facebook video. That's facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio, and go ahead and comment in there. Today's topic is the worst TV series finale ever. Now, Tony gave his pick of one of his top two, which was Dexter. For me, it's, I was racking my brain to think of, what did I really just hate? And for me, it is more about series that are canceled prematurely and aren't given the opportunity to finish out with a series finale. I figured that any series finale, even if it's as bad as Dexter's, is still better than a beloved show, just being cut off with it sort of leave it, left hanging. For instance, Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix, which is a fantastic, funny show starring Timothy Olyphant and Drew Barrymore. It's funny, it's a comedy, it's about zombies. But after season 3, where they sort of left things hanging that Drew Barrymore's Sheila bites her husband Joel, essentially turning him into a zombie. And of course, we wanted to see where that went into season 4. Well, Netflix decided, you know what, we're going to pull the plug on that show, and there won't be a season 4. And unfortunately, you get that quite a bit sometimes, and that's what really disappoints me. What about you, Tone?
Oh, yeah, man. I wish they would have been able to keep that show alive. It was great. Like you said, it was funny, and I would have loved to see that show at least get a proper finish, at least, even if it's just a couple, especially since it was a Netflix show, and they've done a good job of saving shows that have died on network TV, like Lucifer. Lucifer died on Fox. Netflix brought it back, gave it 2 more seasons, and they're going to get a proper finish to tell their story. And I wish Santa Clarita Diet would have gotten the same.
Yeah, I agree. We were talking Last Man Standing yesterday. Obviously, we know we're heading into the final season there. It'll give them a chance to wrap things up and do things the proper way, but nothing more frustrating than them just pulling the plug on a show
absolutely.
Prematurely.
Especially when you've dedicated and some shows just deserve like legit like finales, like right now, if The Walking Dead got canceled, which it won't, but if it did, you'd be pretty pissed off to be like, okay, so they have all these loose ends. Like, so how did this start? Like, where does it finish? What happens? I mean, they do need to get to the point where they need to wrap it up, because it's at least just the original story. They need to wrap that sucker up.
Well, I know they're working on it, but it is a long road to that end at this point. But
yeah.
That's what we're looking for, folks. Go ahead and chime in on our Facebook page right now on the live video at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio with the worst TV series finale ever. What really made you feel
disappointed?
Like, I've had I got one finally. Someone chimed in. I was like, no one's chiming in on the Phoenix page. No one's texted me, but I just got a text.
We're still live on there, which is good.
So you guys chime in. What's the worst TV series finale on the Phoenix page? We will read it. Lacey chimed in, and I've got Breaking Bad's finale was pretty bad. That was all I got. I didn't watch Breaking Bad, unfortunately. I've heard nothing but great things about the show, but I don't know. And it must have been pretty bad because they ended up doing a movie to kind of remedy that situation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Now, in the movie, you only saw Walter White in flashbacks because of the way that the series ended. But Great show, but
he dies, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't care.
It fell victim of just a great show with if it was any other show, that ending may have been satisfying, but with as great as it was, it just didn't meet people's expectations. For instance, this one, which I know is your number 2 or tied for number 1, the How I Met Your Mother finale. Well, fans waited
Disappointed.
Fans waited 9 seasons to finally meet the titular mother, only to have her die shortly after because of terminal illness. To top it all off, Barney, who went through some immense character growth throughout the seasons, reverts to his playboy self, and he and Robin divorce. And after their whole back and forth, Ted and Robin somehow go back to each other, and nothing makes sense. So eventually, Robin sort of is the mother, but she's the stepmother. She's not the biological mother, which took forever to get to. And very disappointing. Yeah. I know you feel the same way.
That was exactly how that was going to be my one I talked about. But then when I found out you weren't doing Dexter, I was like, well, I'll just go with that. I remember being they should have wrapped that up in season 8, and I hated what they did in season 9. I didn't like that they made Barney and Robin together. That's not how it was ever supposed to go. Mm-hmm. And it like you said, it took away. It's like, because if Barney and Ted were such best friends, there's no way that you would move in on your best friend's girl, especially someone that your friend was obsessed with or had things with. You would not go on and marry that girl, and then let alone treat her that way and get a divorce, because obviously if this girl he had known her for so long, like, you wouldn't just revert to your old ways, and that would happen. And then you'd be pretty pissed if your buddy ended up with your ex-wife. Like, all that stuff was crap, you know. It's like Barney deserved to finally settle down in the last season. I think it would have been really awesome to have tied him with a girl that was equally as a play girl, like throughout her years. Mm-hmm. And that would have been a really cool way to tie that up. And I would have wrapped it up by season 8. I would have never introduced the mom. I can't even think of the mom's name. She was a cute actress. Yeah. But to me, she was was the girl that did the baking in the show.
Oh, the cupcake
that went
girl.
off to Paris.
Yeah,
I forget the character. Like, she was more of a mom interest than the mom was,
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. It was disappointing. I think that
was it Chloe? Chloe was her name or something like that.
Yeah. I know, it's been so long since I've seen that season. But in any case, just very disappointing. Another one that left people polarized was the 2-episode Lost finale. Were you a big Lost fan, Tone?
I was. The ending was extremely disappointing.
Yeah, for those who were disappointed, it was frustrating to watch. The series raised many questions over its 6 seasons, and the finale never really answered them. The Flash Sideways plot was thrown in at the end, and the revelation that it was all a form of purgatory felt lazy. Many fans felt that the Flashes took away from the mystery of the island. It felt like a cop-out to ignore the unanswered questions. I agree. It was just sort of a lazy, almost one of those dynasty type things where they wake up and it was just a dream. Well, it wasn't a dream. Yeah. They were all in purgatory. Okay, big whoop.
They were all dead. They all actually died in the beginning. So it just took away, man. Plus, it didn't help. Like, the last season was during that writer's strike. So it was shortened, and it was crappy, man. It was like they gave us a backstory on the smoke monster and how that happened. It was lame. Especially, we were so invested. Like, at that time, that's not a show you would stream. Streaming wasn't an option back then. It was you who had to watch every week to see what the hell was going to go on. So it was a lot of time invested and wasted for that last season.
Absolutely. And
great series, though. I would definitely go back and watch the series again, but the last one sucks.
You would expect
the last seasons usually suck.
Yeah, you would expect more from J.J. Abrams, but I think at this point he was invested in other projects. We still have a few minutes left, folks, so if you want to chime in on your pick for the worst TV series finale of all time, by all means do so. Tony, I don't know if you were the same as me, but I enjoyed 2.5 Men in the beginning stages through the middle, and then once Charlie left and they brought Ashton Kutcher on, I basically stopped watching. What about you?
Yeah, they should have just ended the show right then and there. There was no point in keeping it together. It was legit based around Charlie Sheen. John Cryer did a great job as Alan, the brother, the Moochie brother. But the whole fact that they portrayed Ashton Kutcher as this drunk rich guy that just got drunk and bought Charlie's house, but allowed a stranger named Alan to just live there, it just was that was lazy, and it lost its flow. It really did, because Ashton Kutcher was the polar opposite. Like, Ashton was more like Alan's friend. So now it's like two buddies trying to hook up with girls, and then he still had the mooch element. It just wasn't that. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it went on for a couple more seasons that way, to be honest with you.
Well, I didn't even bother watching the series finale, but apparently creator Chuck Lorre ended 2.5 Men on a weird and meta note that didn't sit well with the viewers. The final few seconds show a person who is supposed to be Charlie Sheen's character approaching the house when a piano falls on him. Then it cuts to Laurie sitting in a chair. He turns around and says, "Winning," the catchphrase of Sheen's character, and then a piano falls on him. The episode had built up Sheen's possible return and never delivered. Laurie's vanity card at the end explained that Sheen didn't like the plot of the finale, so he chose not to return. You know, Chuck Lorre, who is an amazing sitcom creator, again, looks like he took sort of the cop out with that ending.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I remember that happening. I was like, really? Because they really hyped it up. They talked about Charlie a lot in that episode, because the rumor was he pissed off some girl and she threw him in front of a train, so his character was dead. That's how they wrote him off the show.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep. And I hope you talk about that 70s show. Is that on your list?
It's not. If you want to give,
countdown.
Yeah, if you want to give us just sort of a quick little recap.
Yeah,
of that
so
70s.
that 70s show, great show. I don't know how many seasons it went, but the last season, Topher Grace was not interested in playing Eric Foreman anymore. He was more focused on trying to do Hollywood. Ashton Kutcher, of course, was big time with Punk'd and movies, and he was barely, but at least he made the effort to be around for a couple episodes. But the whole last season focused on, it was supposed to be, the season before ended with Eric and Donna were supposed to get married, but then Eric got cold feet. He disappeared. So then they bring in, who's Late Night with Seth Meyers?
Seth Meyers' brother. Yep.
Yeah, it was the brother. Came in as this idiot named Randy. And I hated his character. He just mooched in. He kind of tried to fill the role of Eric Foreman. Then him and Donna had a love interest, and then they dated, and they hyped it up that, you know, Eric was coming back because he went on a mountain sabbatical. And then on the last episode, they made you wait until the last minute. He was there for 5 seconds, and they didn't even end up together. He was there for literally, "Hey, Donna, I'm sorry." And that was it. It was a terrible finale. Terrible last season. Hated the Myers brother in that.
I did too.
Last season just was awful of that 70s show.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then finally rounding out the worst TV series finales ever, I think probably one of the biggest ones that come to mind is Seinfeld, ending with the cast in prison. Many fans were angry that the 4 main characters end up in prison for being bad people after making fun of a guy being mugged. The entire finale is a rehashing of all of the rude and awful things they've done throughout the seasons, but it fell out of place within the context of the show. So,
Mike just chimed in. That was his. So I'm glad you got to sign.
Perfect. Folks, when we come back, we've got a segment called Strange Subscription Boxes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. Now, we talk about it a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including our call-in topics of the day. And there's the added bonus that if you do call in, you're entered into a monthly Fenix Fan Gear prize contest where we draw one name for somebody to get Fenix Fan Gear hat, shirt, maybe some other goodies as well. That number, 855-FENIX-RADIO, that's 855-FENIX-RDO, or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is they keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, tomorrow's call-in topic is terrible Christmas gifts. What have you received? What have you given that is just either way off base for the person you're buying for or just in general is a terrible, terrible Christmas gift? So chime in now on the Fenix Line to be included in tomorrow's topic. Now, you know what's not a terrible Christmas gift? Subscription boxes. Subscription boxes are all the rage now. I mean, there are, you name it, you can find a subscription box for it. Jessie belongs to 3 or 4 that just over time she's picked up. And then Tony and I are fans of Loot Crate, who I'm actually in the process of getting in as an advertiser right now for the show because their sensibilities work so well with our sensibilities, being geeky, nerdy guys who love pop culture. But there are oddly specific subscription boxes depending on who you are and what you like. Now, Tony, before I get to the strange, odd, specific subscription boxes, any one that you subscribe to or just looks interesting to you in general?
I don't subscribe to any, to be honest with you, and it's not that I wouldn't want to, because there is some cool stuff. There was a video game one, I don't remember what they were called, and what they would do is they would send you 5 vintage video games a month. and it could be Dreamcast, Atari. You just didn't know what was in there. It was just random collection of games they just threw in a box. And so like that seemed kind of neat because, you know, you might get a good game, but you also could get, you know, Mary-Kate and Ashley for the Game Boy. Who knows? So, you know, not something I would probably subscribe to, but, you know, if Funko Pop did one or something, I'd be pretty interested in that, considering the mass collection of Funko Pops I have. So
I don't know if
I always say I'm not going to buy more. Like I always say I'm not going to buy more. And yesterday I bought 2 of them. Oh, dude, they had a new Wolverine at Target, so I bought it because I have a Wolverine collection. Let's see if I zoom up. So up here I have like my little X-Men section, and he's right there. He's got like the black eyes and the wild crazy hair. So I have like a Wolverine collection going on right there. And then later today, Kerry King of Slayer will be sitting right there. So he was like $6 on Amazon. So I was like, well, who doesn't want a Kerry King of Slayer one?
Right. No,
apparently
that's
this
cool.
metalhead does. So yeah, I'd probably do one there as far as Pops go.
I don't think Pops has one specifically, but I think there is a box that includes a Pop each month. I'd have to double check. But regardless, you know, that is something that is specific to you. These are things that may be specific to somebody else or just plain weird. For instance, Piquant Post, that's Piquant Post, is a service that sends you a different spice each month, so you'll never get tired of your own cooking. What you get are fresh spices from a different region each month, so you can broaden your cooking horizons. Each month brings 4 new spices and 4 new recipes. If you're interested, that one starts about $9.99 each month. So not overly expensive, but not my cup of tea.
No, not definitely not. But good on them. So spicy.
Tony, growing up, were you a sticker fan? I know you've got stickers you put on your water bottles, but anything beyond that?
Oh yeah, man. When I was a kid, who didn't like to take their peachy? That's what they were called, right? Ours were called peachies in elementary. Who didn't like stickers and just stick them, especially the scratch and sniff ones, man? Those were cool.
Those were pretty cool. Well, this would be for earlier, Tony. This is Sticky, STICKII, because everything you own deserves to be covered in stickers. What you get is 5 or more sticker sheets each month. You can pick between cute, retro, or pop. Each box comes with sticker sheets, sticker flakes, and sometimes an extra stationery item. Runs you about $10 a month, which I think is a little expensive for just stickers, but yeah.
Exactly. You can only put so much. I mean, like I get stickers, I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Like on the side of my fridge, I can't show you, but I have a little fridge full of water right next to me. And on the side, I have just a collection of stickers. Like there's a sticker from Cabo, In-N-Out Burger, Big Choice Brewery, Buc-ee's, 311, and so forth, you know. Baby Yoda's on there too. So
hey,
or
that's
Grogu.
Cool. I know what to get Tony for Christmas. I'm just kidding.
Grogu.
This next strange subscription box is for people who enjoy when Jupiter is in retrograde. I have no idea what that means. It's called Lunarly, a subscription service that sends you plants from Bloomscape, crystals, candles, and other beautiful treasures before each new moon. What you get are plants, crystals, candles, and more items that will help you practice mindful living. The price, $40 per month. Again,
whoa!
Yeah, a little on the expensive side. So
that's too much, man.
But I don't know what they cost normally, so maybe that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on with strange subscriptions. Tony, would you enjoy a box full of meat?
Enjoy. No, only if you're going with the steak of the month club. Like if you're getting different cuts of steak and you're going to grill them up, then sure on that.
Well, Amazon has a monthly subscription box called the Carnivore Club. It's a monthly box filled with glorious cured meats from local artisans. Enjoy 4 to 6 sticks of cured meats in different styles from around the world, like French charcuterie, Italian salumi, Spanish chorizo, and South African biltong. If the serving size isn't to your liking, they also have a snack box or a wooden crate. That one starts, wow, at $55 a month.
No, I'm good on that.
Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, well,
yeah.
Tony, that one's not for you, but this one I'm sure is. The Athena Club tampon subscription, so you always are prepared from that surprise visit from Aunt Flo.
Oh, Flo!
That has you written all over it, Tom. What you get?
Yeah, doesn't it?
Is either regular or organic tampons sent to your door every 1, 2, or 6 months. You can pick light, regular, super, or super plus, and a mixture of different sizes. That one starts at about $6.50 per pack. That seems a little more reasonable when it comes to the subscription boxes. Of course, what you're getting isn't exactly the most fun. It's more of a necessity.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, if you're a woman and you want to do that, then that's great. But you could also just go to your local store and just go get some.
Yep. Moving on with our strange subscription boxes. Tony, are you a big fan of fun socks? Or are you just sort of like I am, I get my Costco pack of bulk socks and that's what I'm good with.
No, I just like getting my Puma socks or my little cutoff socks from Costco when they're on sale. But like right now, you can get your 8 pairs of Pumas for like $7 or $8 at Costco.
That's a good deal. Well, for those who like a little more flair, there is a Sock It To Me box for a monthly supply of fun, colorful socks.
Sock it to me, mama.
What you get are exclusive limited edition sock designs that are only available to subscribers. You also might get some fun extras like temporary tattoos and patches. That box runs about $18.33, or at least starts there per month, and I assume goes up based on how many socks you want to get each month. So something fun for the people who like socks.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of people out there. My nephews are really big right now on socks. I think that is kind of the rage with the younger crowd. Mm-hmm. The ex, she loved themed socks and stuff. She was big on those. And my thing is, unfortunately, like as cool as some of them do look, they look fun. When are you going to show them off,
Right. Yeah.
Like I have a pair of dress-up Yoda socks that I think my aunt got me for Christmas a few years ago. And I'll wear them, but for like dress-up things, but like Star Wars Day or something like that. But otherwise, they just sit in the drawer.
That makes sense. Well, moving on with strange subscription boxes, this is probably the most intriguing one to me on the list, but also the strangest. It's called Letters from Dead People, a service that mails you letters from New Orleans from 100 years ago. What you get is basically now you can sort can through a service that sends you letters that paint a story with characters, scenarios, and settings all based on real history. Each month brings a new mystery for you to puzzle out. That one starts at $12.99. The name of it seemed more intriguing than what it actually is. I thought it was actual letters from dead people.
That's what I thought too. It's like, Dear Tony, I'm writing you beyond the grave. Just kidding. I had to add this in, but here is a letter from a dead person. Dear Lois, I liked when we did the reverse cowgirl the other night.
And there are so many more on this list.
I have no idea.
I'm going to be posting it on our Facebook page, for instance, like the WWE Slam Crate. You have the Skulls Unlimited International. But I think I'll round things out with something you mentioned, Tony. It is Retro Game Treasure for gamers with chronic nostalgia. What you get are 3 to 5 games from the past. You can pick what consoles you want games for, like PlayStation, Dreamcast, Game Boy, and more. That one starts at $34.99, which actually sort of makes sense for that price range. So,
yeah.
Well worth checking out, but subscription boxes make great gifts, especially for the holiday season. Folks, when we come back, we are headed into the final segment of the show. You know what that means. We are headed into this day in history. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
No
someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Well, folks, we did it. We made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Tuesday, December 8th. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it is easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god? Moochie boochie moochies.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Saved it from Stay Puft.
Snoogans.
In any case, while you are there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends. Because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring.
It is caring. Now, we care so much so. We like to drop a little knowledge, hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for this day in history.
Traversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. All right, this day in 1813, kicking things off, Ludwig van Beethoven's 7th Symphony in A premieres in Vienna with Beethoven conducting. Shortly after, he joined Bill and Ted on their excellent adventure.
Excellent! And he eventually became a Koopa in Super Mario Brothers 3. It's a little Koopaling.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's funny. When you're a kid, you don't understand that Nintendo really just borrowed from musicians. Like, I think they named, like, Iggy and Ludwig and I think Axel. I don't know all their names, but Lemmy was one of them. So it's like They stole a lot of names from musicians at the time. So it's just something I didn't get as a kid. So when you said Ludwig, I thought of that with the blue hair. He even had the Ludwig...
The dew, yeah.
the dew, but it was blue. So
that's cool. Yeah, I never put 2 and 2 together on that. So I was today years old when I found that out, which is awesome.
Woohoo! It's always good when I can teach you something new.
Yep. Moving on this
It's rare.
In 1864, James Clerk Maxwell's paper, A Dynamic Theory of the Electromagnetic Field, is first read by the Royal Society in London. Of course, electromagnetism shapes a lot of what we do today. And so, it's these pioneers who discovered these concepts and put them into effect that really shaped our world as we live in now.
Yeah, Magneto, baby.
Moving on, here's a name we mentioned yesterday. Boy, this guy must be busy around this time of year. This day in 1874, Jesse James' gang takes the train at Muncie, Kansas. Boy, he's just robbing people left and right, killing people. He was a bad dude.
Jesse, let's hang out with my former dog named Muncie. My roommate's dog, Muncie.
Here's one that is more just because of the name of it. I get a chuckle out of it. This day in 1915, John McCrae's poem In Flanders Fields appears anonymously in Punch magazine. Apparently he had...
Oakley dokley.
He and Homer have something in common.
Yeah. Right as rain, or as we say here, left as rain.
Probably one of the best characters on that show.
Yeah.
Love it. In fact, there's a Flanders cover band that they do songs all dressed as Flanders. They've got the mustache. It's hilarious. Check it out on YouTube.
They're awesome. I couldn't believe the first time Flanders took his shirt off on The Simpsons. That dude's like Rip, Mr. Church Guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, moving on, this day in 1941, obviously we mentioned what happened this day yesterday, the attack on Pearl Harbor. Well, today would have been U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's speech about the Day of Infamy to U.S. Congress a day after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. You can still find that audio online. It's probably one of the most famous in recent history. I mean, even if you aren't familiar with Pearl Harbor, you've heard the term Day of Infamy.
Yeah, just awful too, man. Just terrible, terrible, terrible day in the history.
Terrible. Excuse me. This day in 1955, the Black Ealing comedy The Lady Killers, directed by Alexander McKendrick and starring, well, Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, Alec Guinness, is released in the UK. Can honestly say it's a movie I've never seen. In fact, I can't tell you many Alec Guinness movies I've seen besides Star Wars. I think he was also in Bridge on the River Kwai, if I'm not mistaken.
Obi-Wan. This the only one I get is just A New Hope. That's all I can remember him in. So
yeah. Moving on, this day in 1961, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain scores the second highest total in the NBA. At that point, 78 points, which, I mean, that's a huge feat.
Definitely. Massive.
Here's a movie from 1978 that was quite disturbing to watch. It's a long one, wonderfully acted, but disturbing nonetheless. The Deer Hunter, directed by Michael Cimino and starring Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, and Meryl Streep, premieres in Los Angeles, and it won the Academy Award for Best Picture the following year in 1979. Now, have you ever seen The Deer Hunter, Tony?
No, I've never seen it. You?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. It was one of those movies we had to study in film school. And, it's these two guys who go off to the Vietnam War. And there is a chilling scene with Russian roulette in that movie that's just brilliantly constructed, acted, and, like I said, just chilling.
That's crazy. I don't know if I'll ever watch it, but I know it's a big part of movie history for sure.
Yep. Well, this day in 1980, Annie Leibovitz has a photo shoot with John Lennon, the last person to professionally photograph him before he's murdered on the same day. Obviously, we talked about Dimebag Darrell earlier, but that was on the anniversary of John Lennon's assassination on this day in 1980.
Yeah, that's just this sad. Have you ever been outside the apartment where he was shot?
I have.
In New York?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. And then you go down into the park, into Central Park. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but I mean, it's neat, the history right there.
It is. It's a piece of history. I'm a big Beatles fan, and so that was something I absolutely had to do when I was out there. Moving on, speaking of sad, wow. This Day in 1982, Sophie's Choice, directed by Alan J. Pakula, and based on William Steighton's 1979 novel of the same name, starring Meryl Streep and Kevin Kline, is released. And she got the Academy Award for Best Actress the following year in 1983. Tony, have you ever seen Sophie's Choice?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
It is chilling. It is. I hope it's not based on something that really happened, because having to make that choice would have been terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeesh.
Moving on,
Yeesh.
in not so terrifying news, this day in 1994, Darryl Strawberry is indicted on tax evasion charges. Apparently, he snorted it up his nose, and that's where it all went.
Darryl, stop! He doesn't like that. No, we do that to all sports people. Darryl. That is another Simpson reference there. Oh, Mr. Burns had that all-star softball team. It had Darryl Strawberry, Jose Canseco, Dom Mattingly, and Steve Sachs. They had a lot of people. It was definitely an old episode.
Yeah, all voiced by the actual baseball players themselves.
Ken Griffey Jr.
This day in 1997, the 8th Billboard Music Awards. Big winners were LeAnn Rimes and the Spice Girls. Tony, were you a big Spice Girls fan?
Yeah, I like Potato Spice.
Potato Spice?
She's Potato Spice is pretty hot, yeah.
My favorite is...
I was not a Spice Girl fan, no.
Oh, okay. My favorite...
I liked, what was it, Sporty? Sporty was I thought she was cute.
Yeah. My favorite was Roomba Spice.
Roomba? I like Roomba.
Yeah. Moving on, this day in 2010, with the second launch of the SpaceX Dragon, SpaceX becomes the first privately held company to successfully launch, orbit, and recover a spacecraft. And of course, we've talked in the last couple days that, they're trying to put another man on the moon and then eventually get somebody to Mars, which is really exciting and more than likely something we're going to see in our lifetime.
I hope so. I really do. Like we talked about yesterday with everything coming out. Somebody even came out and said, I don't know if he's a kook or not, he could be. He said the aliens exist and they're going to reveal themselves soon. So, but then again, I believe in all that stuff. I just don't know if it's as crazy as the guy makes it sound.
That wouldn't surprise me. Well, with our...
Yeah, to be totally 2020, now's the time.
Exactly.
If there's ever been a time, now's the time, right?
Well, with our last minute, let's run into some of today's holidays, shall we?
Let's celebrate.
There are some weird ones today. Today is this one's not weird. National Brownie Day. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like brownies, especially when you're done baking them and you got to release them.
It is National Christmas Tree Day. Okay, not so weird.
Ooh, yeah. Go get your Christmas tree. If I could smell, I appreciate the smell of a Christmas tree.
It is National Lard Day.
Yep, I need to lose some of that lard. I'll be burning that off after the show.
It is National Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day, where we're going.
Ooh, I do that every day. I think I flash forward to the end of my shift.
And this one has me a little worried. Finally, it is Take It in the Ear Day.
Well, okay. I guess it's better than taking it in the rear.
Folks, that does it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday. Words are hard Wednesday. In
Words
the meantime,
are always hard every day.
Enjoy your Tuesday, folks.